A Sioux Falls artist says he is both proud yet surprised that his sculpture has become a focal point in some of the recent protests in the city over the death of George Floyd. Porter Williams created the bronze statue of Martin Luther King Jr. located in downtown Sioux Falls. That statue has become the meeting place for some of the Black Lives Matter protests in the city. Perry Groten spoke with Williams about how sculpting has become an artistic statement about social justice in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
Porter Williams feels a sense of reverence whenever he visits his Martin Luther King statue in Sioux Falls.
This area of Van Ness Park is really kind of sacred ground as far as African Americans here in Sioux Falls.
The life-size sculpture of King is Williams' tribute to the civil rights icon who stayed in this very spot during his visit to Sioux Falls back in 1961. Capturing the essence of King was sometimes beyond Williams' grasp.
First I had his hand up in the air and my wife says, "Oh no," says, that's like Hitler. And so I had to take his hand and I had to, redo it. 1, 2, 3.
Williams unveiled his sculpture on MLK Day back in January. He anticipated the statue would draw people to Van Ness Park during future commemorations of Dr. King. But he never expected what would happen just a few months later.
And when I turned the corner and looked down in this park and seen all those people, I was just amazed.
To Williams' surprise, he saw thousands of protesters gathered by his statue to call for racial justice following the death of George Floyd.
I'm still in awe of what happened. And to look and see young white people involved as much as they were.
Williams is proud that his MLK statue has attracted activists calling for an end to police brutality. Williams says there were times decades ago when he too was roughed up by officers. Williams moved to Sioux Falls from Kansas back in 1956 during the era of Jim Crow, when black people were not welcome inside of white-owned businesses. Williams says back then he'd often try to test the limits of that style of segregation, and that's when the police would often get involved.
Going into bars and stuff, and they would say, we don't serve your kind in here. And they'd call the police. And the police back then, if they didn't serve your kind in there, that means you had to get out. You either get out or you go to jail. Well, majority of the time I went to jail.
Williams says local law enforcement today is far more professional and treats minorities with a great deal of respect. Yet he hopes his sculpture will inspire others to speak out against racial injustice, wherever and whenever it may occur.
It's their future. If African Americans are going to grow in the city of Sioux Falls, you can look forward to them.
Williams describes himself as a self-taught sculptor, but he credits retired Augustana art professor Steve Thomas with helping fuel his passion to create.
Art, is part of life, and so when you use art to learn, I think, then you got it right, don't you?
Well, did the best I could.
Oh, God, you did.
Williams can now gaze upon his sculpture with hope that young people in the community will carry on the work of Dr. King. But unlike Williams' completed piece of art, striving for social justice and racial equality remains a work in progress.
Sioux Falls might as well, with their conservative values and interests and everything, might as well get used to it. There's a new generation, and they're coming along fast.
With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Perry Groten.
Williams says that the rioting that occurred at the Empire Mall was out of character for the local minority community. And while many people have compared today's protest with the civil rights movement led by King back in the 1960s, Williams believes that there are very few similarities. He says it was far more violent during the 60s when officers routinely unleashed canines on demonstrators and sprayed them with fire hoses.